Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Josh Kengori, your online finance guy, and today I'm going to talk about a 33 million investment that you can make in a resort and be able to make 10 million net profit every single year. How do you invest in a resort and make 10 million shillings every year? This is how you go about it. The first thing, you're going to invest in a resort that is not more than 2 hours away from any major city. And in my case, let me use the example of Nairobi. So not 2 hours away from Nairobi by driving, because most of your clients will be city dwellers who do not want to go too far away from the city, yet still be able to enjoy some sort of adventure coming to your place. Another thing is you're going to give them a reason to come, because a lot of people and a lot of failures, especially in the hotels and resort space, is people who create big investments, big hotels, big investments in the hospitality industry, but not giving people a reason to come to your place. So what is the reason that is going to make people drive for 2 hours every one way to come to your place? Then the other thing is you're going to provide certain facilities and certain things that are going to allow you to make additional income. So it's not just from people staying in your hotel, in your resort, but people who are going to give you additional income. So there are certain opportunities for income, such as wedding venues, such as events, such as additional activities where people pay additional amount of money to come. And these are things that you're going to leverage to make sure that you are making 33% or thereabout, or 30% thereabout return on investment, net return on investment every single year. So you're going to need 10 acres of land, 2 hours away from the city, a big city. 10 acres of land, I assume it would be around 5 million shillings, or 500,000 per acre, coming to around 5 million shillings. Then you're going to build several things. One is 10 tiny homes that can be able to accommodate a young family of 5. So 10 tiny homes, and you're going to invest around 1 million shillings for the tiny homes, coming to around 10 million shillings amount total investment. So here is the thing. You're not just going to build the traditional brick and mortar homes, but they are going to have themes. They are going to have probably a traditional feel. You're going to have creativity in your construction. So you're going to build a tin house, one that is made of iron sheets on top, but very beautiful in the inside. You're going to make a dung house or a mud house or many other construction types, or even a glass open house that has a glass roof so that people can look at the stars. Creativity. But you're going to do that on a budget, because you're going to try as much as possible to create the best and most unique living experience, but on a budget. That is why it's tiny homes, and you're going to build them in the same way and the same type, in a way, not the same type, but different types, so that people can be able to enjoy different living experiences. Don't build brick and mortar like everyone does. Don't build big palatial homes, because if they are too expensive to invest in, then you're not going to have your return on investment. So capped at 1 million shillings per single unit. So the other thing you're going to do is build a small micro hotel of 10 rooms at 2-person rooms per hotel. So double occupancy will curve to around 20 people maximum for the small micro hotel. This is going to cater for single travelers. It's going to cater for people who have come for conferences, people who are traveling alone, people who are stopping by, but people who do not have a big family, because the tiny homes are for small families, the single rooms are for single travelers, or even corporate events and such things. Then the other thing you're going to build is and the 10 rooms are going to cost around 5 million shillings. They're going to be self-contained rooms with bathroom inside, and they're going to have a patio where you can be able to sit and enjoy some sort of scenery. Then the other thing is you're going to have a facility for dining and conference, a conference place and a dining facility that is going to, one, double as an event place. is going to double as a place where you can be able to have weddings and such things, receptions, and you're going to have a dining place where you're going to do several things, because the idea is you're going to diversify and find ways of making more money from the same facility. So your dining place will also double as a place where you can be able to offer such things as creative, all-you-can-eat buffet, lunches and breakfasts and brunches that you can be able to offer to people who are not staying, but people who can travel, stop by and eat. And you're going to provide a different opportunity for people to interact with your place without necessarily having to sleep, and you're going to make additional money from the already existing facility that you already have. You're also going to have people who are going to traveling to be passing by and drop at your place to eat. You're going to have a place where you can be able to sell additional items that the community is able to build, because again, you're going to build this facility in a community. Can you be able to help the community also be able to offer some of the goods that they produce and sell to the clients who come to your place? You build a rapport with your community and you make an extra shilling as you do that. Then the other thing, you're going to invest in activities, and this is where a lot of the money will be put in, because you have to give people a reason to come to your facility. For me, the thing that comes to mind is you're going to invest in building a big pond. So you have 10 acres. You're going to probably have to have more than a third of that into a big pond. So 4 acres or thereabout, or even half of the land in a big pond, and not just a round pond, but one that has creative things. It has a place where there's an island, several things that people can be able to enjoy, and you're going to do certain activities with the water. You're going to offer canoes in the water. You're going to offer fishing opportunities in the water. You're going to have ducks. You're going to have a separate place where people can do water games that have things like bouncy castles but floating on water, where people who can be able to swim can be able to play and engage in certain activities, especially teenagers and children and people who are youthful in outlook and enjoy certain activities on the water, on floating structures that are going to be in part of the water. So part will be for those activities, part will be for the people who enjoy nature and enjoy seeing ducks, doing some fishing, canoeing and things like that. In Nairobi, you may not be able to have that facility within 2 hours drive from where you're going. Most of the places will be rapid canoeing in rapids or natural rivers with rapids or other facilities, but very few, if any, have such a facility. So you're going to give people a reason to come to your place for the activities, and that is where you're going to put 8 million to 9 million of the money that you're going to have invested in. It's a lot of money, but you have to give people a reason to come to your place. One of the biggest failure of malls in Kenya is because people build malls and assume people will come. People don't just come to a facility. You have to give them a reason to come to your place. Are they coming to just look at a building? Give them a reason to come. Have some activities that people with kids will have to come, so that the kids can be able to enjoy these facilities and these activities as they spend money in your mall. A lot of malls fail because people have no reason to come. Give people a reason to come, and people are going to come with their money, come with their children who are going to make them spend more money. That's why you're putting 8 to 9 million in a pond, the structures, the ducks, the islands, the canoes, and all the activities that are going to bring people in this place. It is going to be your major reason for attraction, your major cause of attraction. Ask yourself, why do people go to Mombasa, the beach? Why do people go to Naivasha? There is a wildlife facilities, the geothermal spa. So give them a reason to come to your place, and give them a reason to stay and spend money at your place. So you're going to build around that. Then you're going to invest around that in having a lot of plants and a lot of trees, and making it look like a nature reserve. So it is a nature reserve with a big pond with all these activities. And you're going to again invest in solar, because the biggest cost for any hotel and any investment is energy. You're going to have your own energy, create your energy and produce your own energy that you're going to use at your facility. So this is one of the things that you're going to do. Again, You are going to be offering meals, and these meals are priced. You're going to be selling meals, so you're going to have a good dining experience. You're going to have a good kitchen. You're going to have good staff who are capable to provide 5-star dining experiences to anyone who drops by. So we have talked about the investment. 33 million is what you need to be able to do all these things. At least 33 million. So we have to look at the incomes that we are possibly going to look at. And this is where money becomes interesting. So for the tiny homes, assume you're going to charge 7,500 shillings per night on average, and you're going to have 10, like we discussed, 10 of them, and they're going to have 120 days occupied, or 30% occupation, which is way below what is the average. So very conservative figure, you're going to have 9 million shillings per annum on income. Per year, 9 million shillings. Then for the room hotel, the micro hotel that we are talking about, at 4,000 shillings per night, at double occupancy, you're going to have, and for 120 days, again, 30% occupancy, you're going to have 4.8 million shillings. That is the income for that. Then assuming you're going to have a few conferences, not a lot, like 5, a few conferences, like 5, and you're going to charge amounts for the conference, and like we are talking about, you're going to have around 800,000 shillings per annum for conferences, and conferences come with accommodation and all these other facilities that you can be able to provide to get 800,000 shillings of income. The people who are just going to come for activities and day trips. So if the people who are coming for the dining experience, because remember, people are also coming for the dining experience, that is why you're investing well in a dining experience to diversify your income. If there are going to be, people are going to charge 120 people are going to come on average, and assuming they come for 20 days in a year, and there are going to be 20 people at any given time, and they're spending 2,000 per person for the day trips and the activities, then you're going to make, on average, for the day trips, 2,000 multiplied by 120, and assuming it's 20 people, coming to around 4.8 million shillings per annum. If the people who are going to love your facility and want weddings, then you are going to offer venues, not even meals, just venues. At 50,000 per activity, per wedding, you're going to have at least 4 of them, giving you around 200,000 Kenya shillings per annum. Then there are going to be people who are going just to be doing the activities without the food, and assuming that they are going to come 50 people at any given time for 120 days at 100 per person. Just come and enjoy and see and do a few canoes and things like that. So 100 multiplied by 120 and 50 people per every event day, then you're going to have 600,000 Kenya shillings. So you're going to make 20.2 million gross income per annum from this investment. 20.2 million. From 33 million that you have invested, you're going to make 20.2 million. Around 66% return, gross return on investment. Wonderful investment. But their consumables, their expenses, we have to factor them in, because you cannot calculate money as if it's in your pocket, but you have to pay salaries, you have to pay for consumables and all these other things. So let us talk about the expenses that you are likely going to occur. You're going to incur consumables. People are eating, so you have to buy food. You have people that you are paying who are on salary, things like that. So consumables comes to around 4 million per annum. The food, the milk, the water, everything that is a consumable that is going to be used during the year is going to be around 4 million shillings. And it's a lot of things that I've put together, but are going to come on average of 4 million shillings. Then salaries. Assuming you're going to pay your people at 400,000 per person. Assuming there are 4, you're paying 100,000 per person, and it is on the higher end for most of the people, then you're going to have 400,000 per month to pay a salaries, coming to 4.8 million shillings in salaries. Then maintenance on average, the best practice according to generally accepted principles is 1% of your investment goes towards maintenance. So if you take 1% of the 33 million that we invested, it's going to come to 330,000 per annum for maintaining canoes, maintaining facilities, repainting things, repairing beds, things like that. Then you're going to have other expenses, because remember we were investing in solar of around to a tune of around 1 million shillings. So most of our energy, because most costs for most hotels is actually electricity after salaries. So electricity is one of the major things that if you're going to invest 1 million shillings in solar panels and a solar installation with battery storage, that is going to be reasonable enough for this institution to allow you to not pay electricity. So again, we're factoring this in, and it could be one of the marketing things that you can actually say that we are carbon neutral, that we do not use carbon in the course of operation of our facility. And remember, ecolodges start earning a bit of more money. And if you're going to build your rooms, remember, on locally available materials, then you can even say the construction of this facility did not use as much carbon as the average facility. So you are now labeled as an ecolodge, very attractive for nationals, for Kenyans who are into carbon and green things, and also international market who want to travel with a low carbon footprint. So electricity, we are not going to incur a lot of expenses. Then we have miscellaneous expenses, which comes to around 1% of the total investment, coming to around 330,000, and we are going to have around 9,480,000 as expenses. So we are going to have a net income. Remember, we had 20.2 million, and now we have around 9.5 million. You're going to have around 10.5 million as net income per year. Net income per year. And remember, we are assuming 30% occupancy, which is still very conservative. And we are going to have a net return of around 30% per annum on our investment. At 30% per annum on our investment, we need 4 years, roughly around 3 years and a few months, or around 4 years to be fair or to be conservative, to be able to recoup all our investment. Beautiful idea that I even felt at pains to share it, because it is such a wonderful idea. It is such a great idea that anyone can be able to use it, run with it, make the money, and become filthy rich. So for 33 million, you make 10 million every year without anyone asking you for any additional money, and you're recouping all your investment within 3 years, meaning that your money can go to another investment, allowing you to diversify your portfolio and make additional income. My name is George Kingori. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, because I talk about all things finance, how to grow your wealth, how to build business ideas, how to build businesses, and how to become better in your financial affairs. Enjoy your day.